Welcome to another edition of A Game a Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes, and today's presentation will be Game 4 between the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. Brooklyn comes in with a 2-1 series lead, but the Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Brooklyn Nets in a highly contested 86-83 victory, in which we saw Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton score 79% of the Bucks' points. Chris Middleton had 35 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 33 points and 14 rebounds. Both teams went at it. The Nets trailed the Bucks 30-11 in the first quarter. The Nets responded with 31, with outscoring the Bucks 31-16 in the second quarter. Then it was a seesaw game ever since. When you look at what this high-powered Nets team has, they have the star power in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Their role players have complemented both seamlessly without the services of James Harden, who's still nursing a hamstring strain. He's ramping up his rehab. He was uh, in line to really take off in this series, especially coming back from the hamstring injury that he had towards the latter part of the regular season. Unfortunately, the Nets have had to deal with this the entire year. They're used to it, next man up mentality. And in game four tonight, they will have the services of Jeff Green, who's returning from a foot injury he suffered in game two against the Boston Celtics in the first round. Now, for Milwaukee, they'll definitely have to get more consistent shooting. When you look at the three-point shooting from the Bucks in game three, they were 6 of 31. 6 of 31, and their star player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, was 1 of 8. Not only was Giannis 1 of 8, but he also struggled from the free throw line as well, an issue that he's had to deal with the entire postseason. If he's struggling shooting the basketball, the Nets will continue to bait him into shooting and dare him to have to put up those shots if the Bucks want to move forward in this series. Unfortunately, he's not a good shooter. That's just the reality. So the Bucks, have to figure out better ways to get him efficient shots at the rim. The Nets are building up the wall, which we've seen on numerous occasions over the years. Giannis, to his credit, is never deterred by that wall. He attacks and attacks and attacks until he finds a way to score, which is admirable. But when it's not working, how can the Bucks still find ways to keep him engaged offensively while complementing him with solid shooting on the outside? In game four, 35 points from Chris Middleton was the closing deal. Not only did they get 35 points from Chris Middleton, but they got the game clinching layup from Drew Holiday late in the fourth quarter to give the Bucks the lead for good at 84-83, and then two free throws from Chris Middleton solidified the game. Game four for the Nets should be much better considering the fact that although they shot horribly from the field, 36% and 25% from three, 8 for 32 from three, they were still able to stay in the game. They got great contributions from Bruce Brown, who really stepped up as that point center for the Nets. In 38 minutes, Brown was 8 of 17, 11 rebounds. He had 16 points. In the end, he missed a layup over Brook Lopez that would have given the Nets the lead. But Bruce Brown in the second and third quarter really solidified his presence in the game with some pick and roll floaters he set up. Not him, but Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and others set up for him. He was going to that go-to move all game. He was knocking it down, and just his presence and versatility, which I've said ad nauseum in broadcasting Nets games. He's a versatile player that can defend premier perimeter players, and then on offense, you be utilizing the small ball lineup as the team center at 6'4". They're gonna need him to perform as he's done throughout the year, and they're gonna need Joe Harris to perform much better. Joe Harris shot horrible from the field, 1 of 11 from the floor. Pardon me, um, one of 1 of 10 from the floor. 1 of 10 from the well, no, I was right. 1 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 7 from three. He fouled out. He had 6 personal fouls. He only hit 1 3. So the Nets will need him to perform at a high level to complement Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie shot 9 of 22 from the floor. He fell off late from the efficient side. His jumper wasn't quite on like we're used to seeing. And then Kevin Durant turned it around in the second half, but started the game 2 for 10. He ended the game 11 for 28 and really kept the Nets in the game throughout with his magnificent scoring. PJ Tucker did an exceptional job on him defensively. It's just you're going against a player that's 6'11 that can get any shot he wants, and that's just the reality. Game 4 is a must-win for the Bucks. If they lose this game, the Nets take a stranglehold on the series, and we'll look to close out the Bucks in Game 5 in Brooklyn. If the Bucks are able to close out this victory and hold serve in home court, then we might see a series that might push 7. We'll see how it goes. We'll be back with this Game 4 presentation of the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is the Ask Isaiah presentation of A Game a Day by Zay. Stay tuned. Welcome back as we start this Game 4. Milwaukee wins the tip as Giannis Antetokounmpo, PJ Tucker, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday round out the starting 5 for Milwaukee. Drew Holiday shooting a 3 to start for the Bucks. He misses it. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, and Blake Griffin round out the 5 for the Nets. Joe Harris for 3. He misses it. So both Drew Holiday and Blake Griffin both struggling from the field in Game 3. Continue their tough shooting here in Milwaukee. Bucks with possession. Chris Middleton taking a screen, attacking, gets Giannis on the run. Antetokounmpo tries to finish the layup. Good contest there by Blake Griffin to defend without fouling, and he misses. Kyrie Irving comes back. Mid-range jumper. He misses it. So both teams feeling a little bit of nerves right now. Drew Holiday had a left corner 3 set up by Giannis. He misses it. Airballs a floater rebounded by Kevin Durant. Both teams struggling offensively. Combination of great defense and bad shooting. Kevin Durant breaks the seal, knocks in the mid-range jumper over PJ Tucker from the right corner. So Brooklyn up 2-0. Drew Holiday guarded by Kyrie Irving. Getting inside, attacks Blake Griffin. Can't finish the floater. Blake couldn't quite corral a rebound, but he's able to tip it to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie splits both PJ Tucker and Drew Holiday, misses the jumper, rebounded by Brook Lopez. Nets 1 of 8 from the floor. Drew Holiday at the rim. Gets the layup. So tough basket for Drew Holiday. Back and forth we go. Pardon me, I said the Nets are 1 of 8. Both Brooklyn and Milwaukee combined for 1 of 8 now, 2 of 9. Blake Griffin, 4 on the shot clock, working the left wing, pulls up for 3 over Giannis, knocks it down. Blake Griffin, a much improved 3-point shooter, especially from his early years in Los Angeles. He was more of an athletic bruiser, definitely able to bang and jump with the best of them, but as his game evolved and the game evolved, he became a much better shooter. Those threes, you always want to see him take those threes to bail out your defense, but when he's knocking it down, all you can do is shake his hand. Tough defense from Giannis as the shot clock is winding down. He closed out, put his hand up. Step back jumper from Blake was good. Brooklyn up 5-2. Turnover by Milwaukee gives Brooklyn the possession back. 9 minutes left here in the first. Bruce Brown, right corner, attacks on the baseline. Looking to set up a pass, dribble handoff to Kyrie. Kyrie fading away in the left corner over the outstretched arms of Brook Lopez, still able to knock down a tough long 2. They'll probably review to see if it was a 3, but that shot was amazing. Right corner 3, PJ Tucker has it blocked by Kevin Durant. Rebounded by Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown directing. Gets it to Durant. Dribble handoff at the top of the key. Attacking PJ Tucker. Mid-range jumper again. Nets in control. They got a groove. 9-2. 8:17 remaining here in the first. Head coach Mike Budenholzer for the Bucks has to call a timeout to stop the momentum. Stay tuned for more as this is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the Bucks trying to stop the bleeding Nets are on a 7-0 run right now. They're up 9-2. Chris Middleton out of that timeout misses the jumper. Kevin Durant attacking PJ Tucker off the screen. Goes back to Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin previously just knocked in the three from the left wing. He misses this three from the right wing. Chris Middleton over to Brook Lopez straight away. Almost had a three, but instead goes back to Middleton, who sets up Giannis at the hoop for a slam. So good spacing there for the Bucks. Way to keep the Nets scrambling, and then Chris Middleton found Giannis. So far from the field, Milwaukee is 2 of 9, while the Brooklyn Nets, who started 1 of 4, have been able to get more efficient towards their most recent possessions. They're 4 of 8 from the floor. But a turnover here as Kyrie Irving tried to set up Bruce Brown off of a pick and roll. Turn it over, and now the Bucks able to draw a foul on Kyrie. As we look at this dunk setup from Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton playing the middle. He could have kicked out for a three, but found Giannis right under the rim for that two-hand slam as well. Drew Holiday, guarded by Brown, taking a screen from Giannis. Left corner, gets it to Giannis. Giannis kicks out to Brook Lopez. Giannis goes downhill, kicks back out to Lopez. The three-point shot is there. Lopez misses off the back rim. And fighting for that rebound, PJ Tucker couldn't get it, but it goes off of Blake Griffin's knee. So great action there by PJ to make it difficult for Blake to get that rebound. It went off of Blake's left knee. So 14 on the shot clock for the Bucks. Giannis gets the inbound from Drew. Three for Giannis. Good. Big three there for Giannis. I mentioned the struggle that he had from three in game 3. 1 of 8 from 3. But he knocks in his first 3 today. And Kevin Durant trying to draw a foul on PJ Tucker. Refs don't call it. Rebounded by Giannis. Giannis gets it to PJ. PJ with the reverse. Starting on the left side. Finished on the right side. So now the game is tied at 9. Milwaukee's on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Kevin Durant, crossover dribble, left to right. On the right wing, splits defenders. Pulls up for the jumper and is fouled by PJ Tucker. 6:16 to go here in the first. This is a game of run. The Nets able to get out to the first run. Got up 9-2 before Mike Budenholzer called the timeout. And now the Bucks have responded and tied the game at 9. Kevin Durant goes to the free throw line. He makes the first. Durant, as I mentioned, played really, really well in the second half. He started 2 for 10, but he turned it around in that second half. Finished the game in 43 minutes, had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Durant at the free throw line was 5 of 6 at the line. In this first appearance at the line, he went 2 of 2. So far, Durant 6 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, 3 rebounds. Drew Holiday, great spin on Kyrie. Tried to go up off a pump fake, had Blake in the air, but couldn't finish the layup. The Nets get out and run. Great defense by Bobby Portis as Blake tried to gather for a dunk, and Portis stripped it. He stripped it, but it went off of Blake. So great effort defensively by Bobby Portis to get back because the Nets were running. 11-9, Bucks trail. Chris Middleton, mid-range jumper, knocks it down. Good screen there by Giannis to create the separation. Middleton able to knock it down. So the game is tied at 11. Still a low-scoring game considering both teams' proficiency in being able to score. Durant on the left block, guarded by PJ Tucker. PJ bodying him up, making it difficult. Durant still working to the baseline. Blocked by Bobby Portis. Fighting for the rebound is Blake Griffin. He saved the possession for the Nets. Joe Harris had a 3. But there's a discrepancy with the clock. Because it's a block and it didn't hit the rim, the clock shouldn't have been reset. So they'll put the shot clock at 8 seconds. 8 seconds, Nets possession. Durant looking to get the pass. Instead, Kyrie goes to Blake Griffin, cross court, on the right wing. Griffin, dribble handoff to Joe Harris. Joe Harris able to maneuver just a bit, side steps for a three, giving the Nets a 3-point lead. So Joe Harris looking to get it going here in his first quarter. I mentioned his 1 of 11 uh, performance in game 3. He definitely wants to respond for his team. Bobby Portis misses the floater. Offensive rebound goes to Chris Middleton. Middleton couldn't get the finish. Fighting for the rebound was Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo had a point-blank layup. He missed it, and the Nets able to dodge a bullet. So they're up 3 with possession. Blake Griffin dribble handoff to Harris. Back to Blake Griffin. Griffin got in the air trying to dump it off to Bruce Brown. Deflected out of bounds by Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis playing a key role as the small ball 5 for the Bucks right now, making it very difficult on the interior to get things done. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Shaman into the game. Landry Shaman into the game for the Nets. 8 on the shot clock. He gets it to Durant. Durant, fadeaway jumper over PJ, off the side of the backboard. Great defense there by PJ Tucker. Bucks on the run. Good kick out from Giannis Antetokounmpo. Missed horribly by Bobby Portis as he misses it off the side of the backboard. And we see Landry Shaman able to get out and run. Great find there by Kyrie Irving. On the right side, flashing down the lane. We see a basket from Landry Shaman. But Pat Connaughton comes right back and knocks in a 3. So Brooklyn leads now 16-14. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first. Brooklyn 2 of 5 from 3. Bucks 2 of 6. Joe Harris looking to respond with a 3 of his own. He misses it. So Giannis Antetokounmpo gets another rebound. Downhill, Giannis left to right crossover, has it deflected by Blake Griffin, and we got an offensive foul called against Giannis. Blake was prepared for that downhill attack, stood in, took the contact, and it'll be a turnover for the Bucks. And we look at the replay, you see Blake again prepared to take the charge. And one of the things that the Nets are doing, although Blake is playing exceptionally well, the Nets as a team are there to form the wall. You see this the initial charge taken by Blake, but often you see Kevin Durant coming over on the help just in case Giannis gets past Blake. So I think as a team they're very cohesive in collapsing that hole against Giannis, and more so than anything, although Giannis is still getting his shots off, they're making it very difficult and making him uncomfortable. So they're doing their job. Right now, they're probably going to challenge whether this is a charge or not. It's very, very early. But again, this is a highly contested game. This is game 4. If the Bucks win this game, the series is tied at 2. They held court at home, and this is a best of 3 the rest of the way. If the Nets win this game, they'll go up 3-1, take a stranglehold on the series, and potentially could finish it in game 5. So we'll see. But we'll be back as this is a Game of Day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back. 16-14, Brooklyn leads Milwaukee. And Joe Harris able to get a basket out of that timeout. So it's 18-14. We approach 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Brooklyn leads by 4. Chris Middleton draws and kicks. Bryn Forbes for 3. Right corner 3 is good. So good setup there by Chris Middleton out of the post. Able to work from the right block to kick it back to the work from the left block to kick it back to that right corner. Coming right back though was Kevin Durant to knock in the 3 to keep this 2-possession lead intact. 21-17, Brooklyn leads. Middleton looking to respond, knocks the left wing 3 down of his own. Landry Shaman just a bit late on that closeout, and Chris Middleton gets a steal. So now the Bucks looking to take the lead. Taking a straightaway 3 is Brook Lopez to give the Bucks their first lead of the game at 23-21. Tough turnover there. Good heady play there by Chris Middleton to set up that possession. Joe Harris finds Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin for 3 off the left wing. He misses it. Tough rebound by Pat Connaughton, and this Milwaukee Bucks crowd is on their feet. Forbes looking to split the Nets defense. Good defense by Kevin Durant and Landry Shamet. Kyrie Irving looking to split Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton. Works it over to Shamet. Left wing three. Big three for Landry Shamet. And back and forth we go. Nets back up by 1. Chris Middleton. Great defense by Kyrie Irving to strip him on that crossover. Kyrie at the rim, left wing, left-handed layup is good. So great defense at the point of attack for Kyrie Irving. Nets up by 3, 26-23. Milwaukee starting to turn it over a bit here. Kyrie 2 of 4 from the floor, 4 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with his 4 points. Brook Lopez for 3. He misses it from the right corner. Rebounded by Durant. Good box out by Joe Harris. And we got a foul against Drew Holiday. So we look at this replay. So they reversed the call against Drew Holiday and say that the chicken wing set up by Joe Harris is what led Drew into the contact with Kevin. So they reversed the call. Bucks basketball, trailing by 3. Giannis trying to finish at the rim. There's contact. Jeff Green steps in to take the charge, and they will say it's a charge against Giannis. Giannis went skying up like a Statue of Liberty, tried to lay it in, but Jeff Green was there in position, right outside the semicircle, outside that restricted area. There was an offensive foul. So that's the second offensive foul called against Giannis here in this first quarter. Giannis with 5 points, 2 of 4 from the floor. Shamet from 3, misses it short, rebounded by Brook Lopez. So 40 seconds to go here in the first. Giannis has to be careful. He has 2 personal fouls. Budenholzer giving him the freedom to keep playing. He's attacking, kicks out to Forbes. Giannis moving downhill, takes contact, can't get the finish. PJ Tucker fighting for that offensive rebound. They have to get a shot up. Forbes, 1 second, he gets it off, but it doesn't hit the rim, so that'll be a 24-second violation. Good effort there by PJ Tucker, but I think he lost track of the clock. He did get it to Forbes with 2 seconds to get a shot off, and it'll be a 24-second violation. So there still is a highly contested first quarter. Both teams understand the circumstances and sense of urgency in this game. This game is a pivotal game. It's a swing game. 19 and a half seconds to go here in the first. The Nets with the final possession. Thanasis Antetokounmpo enters the game for Milwaukee. Thanasis is usually an energy player, hustle guy. He's Giannis's older brother. You're not really going to ask him to do much offensively, but again, defense and hustle is more his calling card, bringing energy. Right now, he's guarding Joe Harris. He steps up and guards Kyrie Irving. Kyrie makes him fall, pulls back for the 3. He misses it. That would have been a highlight move right there. PJ Tucker trying to get it to Chris Middleton with 2 seconds left. The Bucks weren't able to get a shot off at the end of the first, but Nets go ahead by 3, 26-23, as we go to the second quarter. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. We start the second quarter of Game 4 between the Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets. The Nets lead 26-23. And as I say that, Jeff Green, who's playing his first game since Game 2 of the Boston Celtics series in the first round, draws a foul. He's able to go to the free throw line for 2. Jeff, a very good skilled player for the Nets, very versatile in how he's used. He's 6'10", so he can be a defender if necessary, especially against Giannis and Brook Lopez. He can also stretch the floor offensively. He's a willing passer. He's a low-maintenance player. Actually, James Harden and Kevin Durant go all the way back to their Oklahoma City days. where they were a young team on the rise. Um, Jeff had to deal with open heart surgery that really changed the trajectory of his career. Since then, though, he missed a year dealing with that. He he has been durable and been able to play on multiple teams since then and really carve out a very good career for himself. So much respect to him in that regard. On the season, Green averaging just over 11 points per game, shooting 48% from the field and 41% from three. He goes 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Also coming into the game for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton. The Bucks try to go to Drew Holiday in the post on the right wing. He misses a right baseline reverse, and it goes out of bounds. Milwaukee shooting 36% here in the first quarter. And Mike James draws a foul against Drew Holiday. As we look at this miss by Holiday off the right baseline, it spins off of Mike James. Solid defense there, but Nicholas Claxton came on the back end to block that out of bounds off of Drew. Then the Nets come right back. They get a three-point shot from Kyrie Irving to extend the lead to 8, 31-23. Bryn Forbes trying to keep pace. Misses a three. Fighting for that rebound was Bobby Portis. Couldn't get to it. Rebounded by Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie getting in the groove, utilizing his handle. He had just made the Thanasis Antetokounmpo fall. Couldn't make the three at the end of the quarter, but you see the handle on display there. He misses a floater. So Brooklyn opening up a lead. Milwaukee trying to keep pace. Another turnover as Brook Lopez tried to find Bobby Portis under the rim and stolen by Mike James. James not really scoring as much as we saw in game one. He had 12 in game one, but providing that defensive spark here. As I say that on cue, he knocks in a long three-point shot from the right wing. Timeout called by Budenholzer as the Bucks trail by 11 now, 34-23. Nets looking to take control of this game 4. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as Brooklyn now leads by 9 out of that timeout. Antetokounmpo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, able to get a finish at the rim. 7 points for Giannis, 3 of 6 from the floor. He has 2 personal fouls he picked up in the first quarter, so Budenholzer has to be conscious of that here in this second quarter. Mike James responds in his own right. He previously just knocked in a 3 that led the Bucks into that timeout. Now with a layup, James with 5 points. Chris Middleton knocking in a 3, fouled by Landry Shamet. So it'll be a 4-point play opportunity with 9:33 left here in the first half. Brooklyn leads by 8, 36-28. We look at Middleton, who was preparing to take a screen from Giannis. I think that's what Shaman was preparing for, but he overcrowded Middleton just a bit, and Middleton played that against him. He completes the 4-point play. Middleton came up huge for the Bucks in the fourth quarter, which really held serve as Kevin Durant looked to create separation. And they went shot for shot for at least 4 possessions. And the Nets weren't able to stop Drew Holiday on that final layup, and then those free throws at the end solidified the game at 86-83. The Nets miss an open 3 from James, and coming right back is PJ Tucker in the corner with a 3. So now it's a 4-point game, 36-32, and a moving screen called against the Nets, initiated by PJ Tucker, had this crowd on their feet. It's a 4-point game. The Bucks are not going away. PJ Tucker left corner 3 knocks it down to keep the Bucks close. And now with this turnover by the Nets, this gives them an opportunity to draw even closer. Milwaukee 7 of 14 from 3, while the Nets are 6 of 14. We got a foul against Nicholas Claxton, using 2 hands against Giannis out on the perimeter. He got caught. So Claxton has to head to the bench. Blake Griffin comes in. But I think if you're Steve Nash, you're encouraged by what Claxton has done in this series defensively. He's definitely been a live body. Middleton driving, pardon me, Antetokounmpo driving, kicking out to Middleton. He misses the three. Pat Connaughton gets the offensive rebound. Cross-court pass to P.J. Tucker. Left corner three is good. So it's back to a one-point game, 36-35. The Bucks have responded. Now they're on a 9-2 run. Kyrie Irving attacking Drew Holiday. Mid-range jumper. In the paint, can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Pardon me, a 10-0 run. And Antetokounmpo continues that run with a two-hand slam. Bucks back up one. Took it coast to coast. The Nets didn't want to get in front. And now we have a lead for the Bucks. 8-10 to go here in the first half. You can see the crowd outside the arena waving their towels. You see J.J. Watt trying to encourage the fans. This is what you want to see in playoff basketball. 8-10 to go here in the first half. The Bucks have responded to the Nets' 11-point lead with a 12-0 run of their own. They take a 1-point lead. We'll be back with more as it's stoppage and play. This is a Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the Bucks currently on a 12-0 run over the last minute and 45 seconds lead the Brooklyn Nets 37-36. Kyrie Irving slightly puts an end to that, stopping the bleeding, giving the Nets a 1-point lead. Kyrie with 9 points, 4 of 9 from the floor, 5 rebounds and 2 assists, 38-37. Nets lead, but Drew Holiday comes right back and knocks in the three at the top of the key. So the Bucks now lead 40-38. The three-point shooting here in this first quarter has been tremendous. Both teams have combined for 15 for 31 from the floor from three. Bucks 9 of 17. Big steal by Pat Connaughton on the cross-court pass from Kevin Durant. Turnover led to a Giannis Antetokounmpo alley-oop not alley-oop, but layup at the rim. So Giannis now with 11 points, 5 of 8 from the floor, 5 rebounds. Kevin Durant trying to skip pass over to Mike James. Connaughton read it, got the steal, got it to Giannis. Another turnover for the Nets, and Drew Holiday looking to break down James, finds Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo kicks out to P.J. Tucker. Left corner three. He previously just knocked down the left corner three. He misses that one short. Bucks up by 4, building the momentum. Mike James, left corner, guarded by Drew Holiday. Switch with Pat Connaughton. Now Antetokounmpo guarding James. Gets the switch with Connaughton and Blake Griffin. Can Griffin get the score? He cannot. He misses the tough layup. Rebounded by Middleton. Middleton over to Giannis. Giannis attacking Durant. No call on the foul. No, they do call the foul and one. It was a late call, but Giannis takes the contact, is able to finish as that basketball rolled around the rim and dropped in. He got the shooter's roll. So now the Bucks up 6. 6:24 to go here in the first half, and Giannis will be looking to complete an and one. Giannis not settling for jumpers here in this game 4. He's attacking, most notably in transition, and trying to get some easy baskets. He's missed some bunnies at the rim as well, but again, the attack mode is always there. He's tenacious, and you always gotta commend him for that. He never lets his bad shooting affect his mentality or attack on the game. Giannis with the free throw, he misses it. Rebounded by Joe Harris. In this series, Giannis Antetokounmpo shooting 6 of 20 from the free throw line. Milwaukee, though, as a team, on a 19-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds. They're up by 6. Drew Holiday almost had another steal, saved by Kevin Durant. Kevin finds Kyrie under the rim. Great find by Kevin Durant. And Kyrie Irving takes a hard fall on that layup. It's a 5-on-4. Pat Connaughton for 3. Misses it off the back rim. Fighting for that rebound is Blake Griffin. Blake gets the rebound, and Kyrie Irving is still on the floor. He's still on the floor holding his right ankle. So if you're the Nets, you definitely don't want to see this. James Harden is already out dealing with the hamstring. This is a Nets team that's dealt with injuries the entire season. Tough layup for Kyrie, and he comes right down on his right ankle. He didn't land properly, and he tweaked it right away. So we'll take a quick break for this injury timeout. Kyrie Irving is down. Kyrie Irving is down. We'll be back. Welcome back as the Nets have more pressing issues to worry about outside of their deficit right now, trailing by 4. Kyrie Irving, who tweaked his ankle on his previous layup, great find by Kevin Durant on the pass. Kyrie went straight up for the finish, but he came down. He came right down on that right ankle, and the the Nets had to take an injury timeout. Kyrie went straight to the back. So now the Nets will have to adjust without Kyrie and James Harden. We'll see how long, if Kyrie will be out. You never know; he could recover in one day, especially during the playoffs. Players definitely want to be on the floor and battle for their team. But if Kyrie's out for an extended period of time, this could affect them, especially with James still recovering from his hamstring injury. We look at this possession for the Nets. Joe Harris driving baseline finds Blake Griffin and is able to finish. The Bucks come right back, turn over the basketball. So now the Nets on a 4-0 run right now, trying to tie this game off, potentially could take the lead with a 3. Dribble handoff set up for Kevin Durant is disrupted by PJ Tucker, still by the Bucks. Chris Middleton finds Drew Holiday on the left corner. Holiday kicks out to PJ at the top of the key. PJ trying to get it to Holiday. A bit disjointed offensively. Holiday gets the basketball, attacks Kevin Durant, and we got a offensive foul as Holiday pushed off on Durant. So it'll be an offensive foul called against Drew Holiday. Holiday was intending to drive and dump it off to he was intended to drive and dump it off to Giannis across the lane. So Holiday now with 5 points, 2 of 7 from the floor, 2 personal fouls. So Holiday with 2 fouls and Giannis with 2 fouls. 4:38 to go here in the first half. Mike James attacks, finds Blake Griffin. Griffin trying to attack and dunk on Brook Lopez. There's a foul. Blake tried to create a poster. Good drive and dump off here by Mike James, drawing the 2 defenders. Drew Holiday chasing from behind. Brook Lopez tried to step up and then had to turn and step up and block Blake Griffin. Hard foul. Griffin misses the first. 4:32 to go here in the first half. This has been a game of runs. The Nets started the game up 9-2. The Bucks responded with a run of their own, tying the game at 9. Then back and forth we've gone. The Nets went up by as many as 11, and then the Bucks responded on their own and went up by as many as 6. They were up 44-38. Now the Brooklyn Nets are on a 5-0 run right now with 4:27 to go here in the first half. Drew Holiday attacking, trying to dump it off to Giannis. Has it deflected. Drew Holiday kicks it out to Lopez. Lopez misses a 3, rebounded by Blake Griffin. So now the Nets can take the lead. We approach 4 minutes to go. We got an offensive foul. Foul called against Kevin Durant as he pushes off. So another turnover for the Nets here. And now Durant is trying to plead his case with the ref. Durant now with 2 fouls. He has 9 points, 3 of 6 from the floor. Skip pass over from Chris Middleton to PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker's knocked down a number of threes here. He previously knocked down a left corner 3. Now another left corner 3 gives the Bucks a 4-point lead. PJ 3 of 5 from the floor from 3, 11 points. Kevin Durant, so crafty, 7 foot, very slender in his frame, able to utilize his handle, goes left to right crossover, completes the layup. It's a 2-point game, 47-45. Chris Middleton taking a 3 over Jeff Green, misses it off the back rim, rebounded by Blake Griffin. Durant pulls up from 3, misses it short, rebounded by Giannis. Middleton over to Brook Lopez. Lopez left corner three, steps into that with confidence and knocks it down. So now Milwaukee up by 5, 50 to 45, 3:08 to go here in the first half. Back and forth we go. The Bucks utilizing the three-point line to extend their lead. Right now, Brooklyn just trying to stay the course. Milwaukee 11 of 23 from the three-point line. Brooklyn is 6 of 15. Mike James trying to attack. Draws and kicks. Blake Griffin thought about a three. Instead, he attacks, spins inside. Great defense by P.J. Tucker, but great footwork by Blake Griffin to fake P.J. just enough, split the defense, and get the layup. So Blake with 8 points, 3 of 7 from the floor. Giannis Antetokounmpo settles for a horrible three. He misses. Now, Mike James attacking. Finds Blake Griffin. Griffin gets it to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant tried to dunk that. It was deflected. I wouldn't quite call it a block. It was deflected, and it goes off of Kevin Durant out of bounds. The initial cut for Kevin was exceptional. He was able to get up, and Pat Connaughton was there for the deflection. He was able to deflect it before Kevin even attempted to dunk it, and then went off of Kevin out of bounds. So, 3-point lead for the Bucks, 50 to 47. 2:22 to go here in the first half. Giannis against Blake Griffin in the post. Working that left block, spins back to the baseline, pulls up for the jumper, misses the jumper short. Giannis thought it was fouled in terms of Blake not giving him room to land, no call. We approach 2 minutes to go. Blake Griffin, straightaway three, misses it off the back rim. So while Blake knocked down three earlier on the left wing against Giannis, you got to be careful with some of the threes you're taking right now. Drew Holiday, drawing and kicking for Giannis. Giannis drives and kicks out to Holiday. He misses a three, rebounded by Joe Harris. And we got a third foul against Drew Holiday. Tough call there as he's fighting Kevin Durant in the post. So Drew Holiday with 3 fouls, 1:40 to go here in the first half. And now Pat Connaughton comes back into the game for Drew Holiday. Again, he has 3 fouls. Giannis Antetokounmpo has 2 fouls. So head coach Mike Budenholzer has to be conscious of that, not only for the rest of this half, but also in the third quarter. Giannis stepping up and guarding Kevin Durant. Great defense by Giannis as Durant tried to go downhill. Durant dribbled it off his foot, and it would be another turnover. Middleton going up against Blake Griffin, trying to set up Pat Connaughton for 3. Connaughton tried to save it from going out of bounds. Great defense by Brook Lopez as the Nets got the steal off of Pat Connaughton. But then Mike James tried to set up Blake Griffin for an alley. Griffin wasn't quite ready, and the Nets were able to get out and, the Bucks were able to get out and run off of the steal. P.J. Tucker missed the 3 from the left corner, fought for that offensive rebound, and in pursuit of that offensive rebound, it's a foul against the Nets. So great effort for the Bucks here, sustaining this 3-point lead. There's been a number of opportunities for the Nets to get even closer or even take the lead, but there's been a number of turnovers that just couldn't the Nets couldn't cash out. So Bucks with possession, under a minute to go here in the first half, up by 3. Again, the Nets are without Kyrie Irving, who sprained his ankle in the early parts of the second quarter. No word as to, and another foul for the Bucks. We got an offensive foul for Giannis now with 3 personal fouls. Tough call there. So Giannis with 3 fouls and Drew Holiday with 3 fouls, especially tough fouls at the end of the first half. You tried to maybe sneak them into the second half with only 2 fouls, but fortunately it didn't work out. Good step up defensively there by Jeff Green to anticipate the contact. He was ready. Giannis couldn't slip it, and he was called for the offensive foul. So we'll be back as this is a Game of Day by Isaiah presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. So welcome back. Going into that timeout, the Bucks actually challenged the call, and Giannis, the challenge was reversed, so it was successful. The call was reversed. Giannis with 15 points, he'll have an opportunity to get a 3-point play. Bucks up by 5, 52-47. Giannis with 15 points, trying to get to 16. He struggled from the free throw line in this series, 6 of 20 in this series. Free throw is good. So it's a 6-point game. This ties the largest lead of the game for the Bucks. 47 seconds left here in the first half. PJ Tucker guarding Kevin Durant. Durant 4 of 9 from the floor. He has a number of turnovers over his recent possessions. He's been a bit frustrated with the physicality. Pulls up for the jumper. Fouled by PJ Tucker. Tucker says it's all ball. You look at the replay, it'll probably be all ball, but it was definitely some body contact also. And Kevin sold the call too. So we look at this. It was I would say it's a foul. Tough call. You gotta get into Kevin. You gotta make it physical. You gotta make him feel you. PJ Tucker's definitely done that. And Kevin misses the first free throw. So it comes with the game. PJ Tucker's letting the crowd know the ball doesn't lie. And sometimes that's the case. Kevin tonight, 4 of 9 from the floor. I mentioned his 11 points. Right now, he definitely will have to pick it up with Kyrie Irving out. He tweaked his right ankle. He had to go to the back. He hasn't returned. Haven't gotten any word as to the severity of the ankle. Will he be out for the rest of the game? Will he miss time? 53-48. 9 seconds between shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Chris Middleton pulls up from 3. Can't get the 3 to fall. It falls short. Fighting for that rebound was Brook Lopez. He tried to tip it to a teammate, but it goes straight out of bounds. So 10 seconds left in the first half. Then Antetokounmpo comes in for Giannis. Giannis for 16 points in the first half. Durant clearing out, going full court. He has PJ Tucker on him. 4 on the shot clock. Kevin, step back 3. Misses it short, and we go into the half. Bucks lead the half by 5. They outscored the Nets by 8 in the second quarter. They trailed by 3 at the end of 1. They outscored the Nets 30-22 in the second quarter. Giannis Antetokounmpo with 16 points, really turning it around. Big first half of PJ Tucker as well, with a number of 3-point shots to really get the Bucks going. But the Nets are concerned more with Kyrie Irving, who tweaked his right ankle. He hasn't returned. He tweaked his ankle at the early part of the second. So we'll see what the prognosis is on that ankle. And let's see how the Nets respond here in the second half. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the second half starts between the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks. Brooklyn trails by 5, 53-48. Kyrie Irving, who left the game early in the second quarter with the right ankle sprain, has been ruled out. He sprained his ankle finishing a layup. As he finished that layup, and now for the Bucks, they have a player down. You look at this replay. Fighting through that screen was PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker took a shot to the ribs. As soon as he took it from Blake Griffin, he sat down. He sat down right away on the floor. It looks like it might not be his ribs, it might be his shoulder, but it'll be a injury timeout. So we'll be back with more. This is a Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. The Bucks lead the Nets 53-48. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as the Bucks survivor scare. PJ Tucker took a hard shot fighting over the screen. Blake Griffin gave him a forearm shiver just a bit. He sat down right away, which there was a bit of a stoppage, but Bucks lead by 5, 53-48, 11-24 to go in the first half. We look at who's on the floor right now: Blake Griffin, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, Joe Harris, and Mike James. James has to step up without Kevin Durant, without, pardon me, Kyrie Irving, who's out for the rest of the game with a right ankle sprain. Out of that timeout, Nets forced a stop. Tough shot by Giannis Antetokounmpo as the shot clock was winding down. Kevin Durant steps up for three. He misses it. So Kevin Durant right now, 4 of 11. He's shooting 1 of 5 from three. Giannis, with 2 fouls, attacks Blake Griffin, draws a foul. As we look at Giannis work downhill, started right, spun back, started left, spun back right. Blake was there prepared to take the contact, but wasn't as stable as he could have been to take the offensive foul. So Giannis will go to the free throw line, where if you're the Nets, this isn't necessarily a bad foul. Giannis has struggled from the free throw line all series, well, really all playoffs. And even if he gets this foul to go in his favor, he has to make the free throws. As I say that, Giannis misses the first free throw. And unfortunately, in the playoffs, he's shooting 52%. If you're the Bucks, you're definitely concerned about that because you have to play Giannis for long stretches of time. And you have to trust that if he takes contact, which because of his game, he's always going to take contact, when he gets fouled, you have to trust that he'll make big free throws. Second free throw is good, so he goes 1 of 2. The Bucks up 6. They tie their largest lead of the game, and we've been at this this juncture of the game for a bit now. The Nets went up by 11, forcing the Bucks to call a timeout, and after that, they just went on an amazing run led by PJ Tucker and Giannis. And since then, they've stuck to that 6-point window. As I say that, Kevin Durant turns over the basketball, miscommunication between Jeff Green and Kevin. Kevin slips, turns over the basketball. Kevin Durant Giannis comes down, gets a layup. So Bucks up by 8. Nets can't get a finish. So Giannis comes down, shoots a 3, trying to get a kill shot. He misses it. Nets come right back. Great finish by Jeff Green, working on that left block, spun back to the right across the lane and finishes. So Jeff makes his first field goal of the game in 10 minutes. His first game back after missing extended time with a foot injury. His first field goal in a while. Chris Middleton working the left corner, in and out dribble with the left hand, and is able to finish with the right hand layup. So Middleton now 11 points, 4 of 9 from the floor. He has 7 assists. So Bucks back up by 8, 58-50. PJ Tucker picks up a foul guarding Kevin Durant. Obviously, he doesn't want to pick up another foul. So PJ stays in the game. Gets up on Kevin, makes it physical. 10 on the shot clock. Kevin going downhill, attacks Brook Lopez, doesn't get the flow to the fall. Middleton off the dribble, contact, looking for Giannis. Giannis wasn't quite ready for the shovel pass. It'll be a turnover. Nets on the run. Joe Harris thought about a 3, almost had it, but he had to corral the pass just before, so he had to attack Brook Lopez, couldn't get the finish. Rebound by Brook Lopez. 16 on the shot clock. Jrue Holiday guarded by Jeff Green. Holiday goes to Giannis at the rim. 2-hand slam over Blake Griffin. So Bucks up 10 and he flexes. Giannis taking over here in this third quarter. Bucks up 10. They sense the momentum shifting to their direction, and we got a timeout by Steve Nash. 60-50, the Bucks lead. 8:43 to go. Giannis with 21 points, 9 of 16 from the floor, 7 rebounds. Stay tuned for more, as this is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Out of the timeout for the Nets, Joe Harris took a 3 to try to stop the bleeding. Bucks up 10. Jrue Holiday attacking able to get the finish. So Nets trail by 12 now. They went into the half, trailing by 5. The Bucks have extended that lead by 7. Now they're up 12, 62-50. Drew Holiday now with 7. Mike James misses a floater. Right now the Bucks just piling it on. The Nets just can't get a shot to fall. 7:54 to go. Giannis in control with 21 points. Great defense by Blake Griffin. Drawing kick, Pat Connaughton for 3. He misses it. It rims out. Kevin takes the screen from Jeff Green. Good deflection by Chris Middleton. 13 on the shot clock. Kevin attacking. Takes contact. No call. Very, very physical in the paint right now. Giannis trying to catch an alley-oop. He catches it. And then we have a push-off under the rim as Pat Connaughton went flying. So it's a 5-on-4 right now. Jeff Green in the left corner. Gets it to Blake. Blake at the top of the key. Thought about a 3, goes to Mike James. James for 3. He misses it short. And we got a rebound by Giannis. And you see Pat Connaughton bleeding. He's bleeding. So we got to check the replay to see what forced, what caused this cut. But all you saw under the rim was Pat Connaughton go flying. We saw the alley-oop. Giannis caught the alley-oop. As Pat Connaughton's coming right in, he's going in for the box out, and Joe Harris caught him across the face. Across the face. I don't think it was intentional. It was really just in preparation to box out. But as Pat Connaughton went up to jump for the layup, to jump for the rebound, the ball ended up going in off the alley. But he went up to jump, and Joe Harris lifted his arm to box out, and he got hit in the face. So he'll probably have to get some stitches. He's definitely bleeding. They got to stop the bleeding. But the crowd trying to encourage him. He's of his own volition. He's up. He's conscious. You got to be careful these days now with concussions. You got to be very, very cautious when it comes to head injuries now. I know a lot of attention has been put on football, on hockey, and on boxing in terms of CTE and how it affects the brain. But basketball, we've seen an uptick in concussions more recently as well. So you definitely got to be careful with head injuries. Tough catch by Giannis, I'll tell you that much, to put that pass in from Drew. And as again, Pat Connaughton was going up to get the rebound, he got hit in the face. Connaughton wants to call, no call there, but it's still a 14-point game, 64-50. The Nets, even with that 5-on-4 break, weren't able to get a basket. Here in this quarter, they're 1 of 10. The Bucks are 5 of 8. Bucks outscoring the Nets 11-2. Drew Holiday spinning to the right baseline. On Mike James, still able to get that finish. Still able to get that finish. And now the Bucks have opened up a 16-point lead. Mike James has a pass intended for Joe Harris is stolen by Brook Lopez. Drew Holiday tried to shoot a 3 to extend it to 19. Kevin Durant, pull-up jumper, has it blocked by Chris Middleton. Right now it's just a snowball. The Bucks on a 10-0 run over the last 3:36. Inside, Giannis blocked by Joe Harris, but there's a foul under the rim. So right now, the Bucks pouring it on. You don't know the severity of Kyrie Irving's injury going forward in this series, but while he's out, a lot of this attention put on Kevin Durant is definitely taxing. He doesn't have a running mate to really carry offense with him right now. You look at this lineup on the floor: it's Durant, James, Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, and Joe Harris. Giannis Antetokounmpo misses a floater. Mike James trying to go off the dribble, attacks Brent Forbes. He finds Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown gets the first basket for the Nets in a while. We're halfway through this third quarter. Bucks up 14, 62-52. Bruce Brown in 8 minutes gets his first field goal of the game. Giannis trying to attack Jeff Green. Goes off the glass. Basket is good. 68-52. Giannis now 11 of 19 from the floor. 25 points with 9 rebounds. We got a foul called against Chris Middleton. We look at Giannis Antetokounmpo lining up Jeff Green. Sees Mike James coming over. He anticipates that, creates just enough space to avoid the offensive foul. He did use a chicken wing with that right elbow, just enough to create space with Jeff Green, and was able to finish off the glass. So it's a 16-point game. Kevin Durant, guarded by PJ Tucker. Durant, pull-up jumper, finally makes a basket. He had gone cold for a second. He's been shooting really, really bad here tonight. Again, it's been very physical. Kevin is 5 of 15 from the floor, 14 points, 6 rebounds. At the rim, Jrue Holiday kicks it to PJ Tucker. PJ works it around to Chris Middleton. Middleton misses the 3, so it's 5 minutes left here in the third. Can Durant create a run? We got a foul against PJ Tucker again. Kevin Durant gets the basketball as PJ Tucker now has 4 personal fouls. Kevin Durant attacks Chris Middleton, and he gets a 2-hand slam. So now it's a 12-point game. The Nets starting to get some momentum going their way. The Bucks, while they have the momentum, they have to continue to stay in attack mode. And who does it the best on this team? Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not only on this team, but in the league. Downhill attack is but so much you can do. We look at this Kevin Durant basket on Chris Middleton, working left, uses a hesitation dribble just enough to freeze Middleton and get a straight line to the rim for the dunk. Now, Giannis struggled at the free throw line all series. He'll have to get comfortable once again going to the line. Prior to the All-Star break, he was actually shooting 69% from the free throw line, but since the All-Star break, it's just continuously deteriorated. First free throw rolls around and drops in, so that's good. Bucks up by 13, 69-56. A lot has been made about Giannis not only shooting his free throws in terms of percentage, but also how long he takes at the free throw line. A lot was made about game 1 against Miami, where he was called for a violation at the end of the game that led to that game eventually going into overtime. The Bucks ended up winning, but ever since that moment, a lot has been made about how long he actually takes free throws. In Brooklyn, the Nets were putting up a timer on the clock to show the fans how long he takes to shoot free throws. The league asked the Nets to stop doing that, which they have, but it's just it's a mental thing now for Giannis, in which he's struggling at the line. He went 1 of 2 at the free throw line just now on that previous appearance. They got the offensive rebound. Bucks retain possession. But in this series, he's shooting 9 of 25 from the free throw line. Giannis, top of the key. Nets giving him the space. He takes the 3, misses it horribly off the back rim. So it's a 13-point game. The Nets still can make a run. You got Kevin Durant. It's possible. At the top of the key, he sets up Jeff Green. Jeff Green in the middle goes right at Giannis, draws a foul. So Giannis now with 3 personal fouls. They actually avoided his 3rd personal foul earlier in the first half uh, when he attacked Jeff Green at the rim. Mike Budenholzer challenged it, and the call was reversed, and Giannis actually got an and one opportunity. Since then, Giannis has stayed out of foul trouble. We are at 4:11 to go here in the third. With 3 personal fouls, you're somewhat safe. Look at Jeff Green. He's played in a playoff game for 7 different teams. That's top for most in NBA history. So I mentioned Jeff Green's career, especially the trajectory he had after OKC dealing with the open heart surgery. To be able to sustain and last in the league so long is a very, very good thing. Giannis Antetokounmpo able to get an alley-oop set up from Chris Middleton. Middleton tonight with 9 assists. He sets up a great alley-oop opportunity for Giannis. Giannis finishes it. Durant looks to respond with the 3. He misses it off the back rim. Bobby Portis gets the rebound. Giannis takes a double team. Jeff Green, Landry Shamet. Bobby Portis is there for the catch. Finds Brent Forbes at the top of the key. He steps into the 3 with confidence and knocks it down. So now the Bucks take their largest lead of the game. They're up by 17, 74-57. We approach 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Milwaukee, 12 of 33 from 3, while the Nets are shooting 6 of 22. They've missed 8 consecutive threes. Kevin Durant takes the jumper and is fouled by Middleton. Middleton definitely disagrees with that call. But again, the physicality is ratcheted up here in Milwaukee on both sides. As we look at this alley-oop from Middleton, working his way left, then threw it straight across the middle to Giannis. Giannis able to work back door against Jeff Green and went straight up to dunk that. Durant makes the first free throw. We look at Middleton tonight. Middleton hasn't been shooting well, unlike what we saw in Game 3, where he really just took over late in the game. He ended with 35. Tonight, Middleton shooting 4 of 10. But again, his assists, I said 9 assists. He has 8 assists. He has 11 points, 8 assists, still finding ways to impact the game, even though he's not shooting or scoring at a high clip. Giannis going against Nicholas Claxton, and we got an offensive foul against Giannis. So that's a tough call there. So now Giannis has 4 personal fouls. We look at the replay. Giannis in the post, working the left block, physicality from Nicholas Claxton. If we look at it, it looks as if Claxton is going over the top, and Giannis just uses his left arm to hold off. I would have called a personal foul against Claxton, but again, they're catching Giannis on the response. So now Giannis stays in the game. 4 personal fouls. 3 minutes to go in the third. Can the Bucks survive with him on the floor in 4 personal fouls? Kevin, mid-range jumper over Drew Holiday. It's good. So now it's a 13-point game, 74-61. Giannis in the post again, going against Claxton. Holiday, step back 3. He misses it. Fighting for the rebound is Bobby Portis. Kevin Durant comes over the top, snatches it. So 2:37 to go. Can the Nets keep pace? They go to Kevin. Kevin in the post, going against Holiday. Deflected by Holiday, goes out to Joe Harris. Great defense on the interior by Bobby Portis. He kicks it out to Durant. Air ball. Shamet tries to save it. He throws it out of bounds. So great defense there by the Bucks as Drew Holiday at the point of attack defensively. Great recovery on the back end by Bobby Portis. Joe Harris fumbled the basketball a couple of times as well, forcing a tough shot by Durant at the top of the key. Big defensive possession there by the Bucks to defend without fouling. We look at the turnover differential. It's close on both sides. Brooklyn with 12 turnovers. Nets, Brooklyn with 12, Milwaukee with 11. Milwaukee has 19 points off of the Nets turnovers. The Nets have 13 points off of Buck turnovers. And now Brent Forbes goes to the free throw line as he's fouled on the 3 by Tyler Johnson. So fighting over the screen by Giannis, sells out on the contest, and it was a foul all the way through. So Brent Forbes with 6 points, 2 for 4 from 3. Forbes made a name for himself with the San Antonio Spurs organization. Now coming over with the Bucks. Obviously, Budenholzer knows him well because Budenholzer comes from that Spurs organization as well. Um, when you look at what Forbes has been able to do as a shooter in this league, he adds another weapon for the Bucks, shooting a career high from three this season, 45%, fourth in the NBA. Again, just playing within this system, obviously you're gonna have all eyes and attention on Giannis with the way that he plays, the way that he attacks. You need to have those weapons out there ready to catch and shoot at all times, and he's definitely played up to that potential so far this season. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the bench for this final 155. That is an opportunity for for the Nets to try to cut into this deficit. The game is not over. Although Kevin Durant is out, although Kyrie Irving is out with the right ankle injury. Although James Harden is out, he's dealing with the hamstring strain. Kevin Durant is still one of the greatest scorers to ever play this game. You still have Joe Harris who can shoot. Bruce Brown is serviceable as a scorer, especially in the paint. You have Jeff Green who's versatile. He can stretch the floor as well. Pressure will be on Kevin, but he still has weapons enough to keep this game competitive and potentially steal it. With 155 to go, the Bucks are up, but you tend to take your foot off the gas. That might be an opportunity for the Nets to work their way back. Let's see what happens. 155 to go. Kevin Kevin Durant makes both free throws. 77 to 63. 145 to go here in the third. Drew Holiday looking to attack the paint. Kicks it. 3-point shot, no good. That three was taken by Elijah Johnson. Joe Harris attacking, dumps it off to Bruce Brown. Floater for Brown, no good. Rebounded, tough rebound over two Nets defenders is Chris Middleton. So Pat Connaughton coming back into the game. He got stitches to fix that laceration on his face. He took an elbow from Joe Harris. But he's back with 122 to go in the third. He's getting ready to come back in. Chris Middleton to go to the free throw line. He misses the first. Middleton, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, misses that free throw. You definitely don't want to see that if you're the Bucks. You need all the points you can get right now to sustain this lead. But again, the Bucks definitely have taken control of this third quarter. They went into the half up 5. Now they're up by 15. So they've outscored the Nets by 10 with 122 to go left in the third. James looking for Kyrie in the post. Looking for Kevin in the post. Kevin and Kyrie always are a tongue twister. You say it so much, you mix them up. Drew Holiday picks up another foul. So Durant utilizing that free throw line to get those points up. 22 points right now, 7 of 8 from the floor. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 7 of 19 from the floor. So we look at the foul. Drew Holiday trying to fight Kevin in the post. I thought it was a quick call considering the fact that both were trying to establish position. They didn't quite stop, but Kevin makes both free throws. He has 12 here in this quarter, 24 points, trying to keep the Nets in it. It's a 13-point game. We approach 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Chris Middleton trying to pass across court. It almost went in as it hit the rim, hit the backboard, and rolled off. The Nets couldn't quite get the rebound, so possession will stay with the Bucks. So Middleton comes back, Antetokounmpo comes back into the game for Brent Forbes. 57.8 seconds to go left in the third quarter. Antetokounmpo gets the inbound. It was deflected by Claxton. Mid-range jumper for Antetokounmpo rolls off the rim. Rebounded by Durant. Can the Nets inch closer? Durant with 12 here in the third. He backs down Middleton. One leg fadeaway. Free throw line extended is good. So now a 14-point quarter for Durant cuts this deficit to 11. The Bucks aren't out of the water just yet. Jrue Holiday steps into a three. He misses it. Another rebound for Durant. 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. 23 seconds left to go in the third. Durant takes a screen from Bruce Brown. Gets the switch with Middleton. Trying to get the pass inside to Claxton. It's deflected right back to Durant, and he knocks in the mid-range jumper. So now it's a 9-point game, 78-69. Middleton attacking. Takes a three. Makes a three. Tough shot by Middleton, as there was 3 defenders there for the Nets. Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and Bruce Brown. It didn't matter. Tough three, a big three for the Bucks as the Nets started to make a run towards the end of that quarter. The Bucks go into the third up by 12, 81-69. Stay tuned for more. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as the Bucks are up 12 for the final 12 minutes to go here in the fourth. Bucks lead the Nets 81-69. The trajectory of this game definitely changed with the injury of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving went down at the early part of the second quarter with a right ankle sprain, and he has not come back. No word as to how severe the ankle sprain is, but with that particular injury, that's left Kevin Durant to really take on the scoring burden, and he really tried to carry the weight in that third quarter with 14 points, but this Bucks team is held serve. They're up by 13 now as Pat Connaughton makes a three. Prior to that Connaughton three, Nicholas Claxton got a two-hand slam at the rim. So Bucks trying to hold off. This Nets team is definitely a struggle for Kevin right now. The Bucks have been very, very physical. Not just this game, but both games here in Milwaukee. They're definitely trying to slow the game down, make it difficult for the Nets, and they've utilized the three-point line to just create more separation. They now have 14 threes made here in this game. Bruce Brown attacking Pat Connaughton, gets contact. He finishes the layup, and the Nets will look to get a three-point opportunity here. 10-15 to go. If Bruce Brown makes this free throw, it'll be a 10-point game. Look at Bruce Brown attack Connaughton. Connaughton actually previously just missed the three from the right corner, and that allowed for the Nets to get out and run. So Brown, he misses the free throw, so can't complete the M1. Holiday takes a screen from Antetokounmpo. Holiday going right up at Claxton, goes right into his body, avoids the offensive foul, and is able to finish with the left hand. So 86-73, Bucks lead. We got an offensive foul called against the Nets. Let's look at the replay as we see Jrue Holiday working his way left, gets right into Claxton's body, backs him off just a bit, and is able to finish with that layup. So we look at the turnovers for Brooklyn, 14 turnovers compared to Milwaukee's 11. Antetokounmpo attacking, takes contact from Durant, there's a foul. So 9:36 to go. Milwaukee's up. That foul will be called against Bruce Brown. Look at Giannis tonight, 12 of 22 from the floor, 11 rebounds, 28 points. He's turned it around. He started the game a little cold offensively, but he was able to settle in, as did this entire Bucks team. We look at the Nets since Kyrie Irving's departure. 8 turnovers, 12 of 32 from the field, 0 of 10 from 3. So they definitely felt the impact of his loss. He's a player, one of the most dynamic players in the NBA. He can create a shot at any time. He's efficient in terms of shooting and finishing at the rim, and he's one of the most clutch players that we have in this game. So when it comes down to the wire, you definitely want him on the floor. But with no Kyrie, and you're dealing with James Harden being out with the hamstring injury, this definitely poses a big challenge for this Nets team, who's dealt with injuries for the entire year or absence for some particular reason or another. The Nets have definitely dealt with this, uh, so this is not new to them. But being put under pressure of a win or go home situation here in the playoffs, you definitely don't want to lose your go-to guys. Giannis, mid-range jumper, he can't finish it. Joe Harris tries to save it. It goes off of Harris, so possession will stay with the Bucks up by 11, 87-76. Prior to that uh, possession for the Bucks, Joe Harris knocked in a three, so it's an 11-point game. Inbounded to PJ Tucker. Brook Lopez over to PJ. Left corner, floater off the glass for PJ. A bit of versatility there for PJ, something you don't see. Usually he's relegated to that corner where he shoots. He got that pump fake, took the two dribbles, and got a floater off the glass. Kevin Durant takes the double team, finds Claxton. Claxton able to get that floater to fall. Great playmaking there by Kevin as he's able to draw the defenders and work his way back to the middle for that finish. So it's an 11-point game. Giannis attacks Claxton, draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line for two. So we look at this PJ Tucker finish. Because he had been knocking down the three-point shot from the corner early in the game, now Kevin Durant has to close out much harder than he wants to. Closes out too hard, too fast. Pump fake by PJ, two dribbles, goes straight up with the floater. In the series, PJ Tucker had 9 points total. Coming into this series, coming into this game, PJ Tucker had 9 points total. Tonight, already with 13 points. Giannis misses the first free throw short. Coming into the game for Jrue Holiday is Chris Middleton. Second free throw for Giannis is good. So he reaches that 30-point threshold for the second consecutive game. His third 30-point game in 4 games against this Nets team. In game 2, he only had 18. Jeff Green looking for Kevin Durant. It's stolen by Pat Connaughton as he read the pass. Connaughton goes to Giannis. Giannis at the rim finishes the layup. So Giannis now with 32 points with 8:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee's up by 14, 92-78. Kevin Durant, guarded by PJ Tucker, steps into PJ. No call on the foul both ways as Kevin Durant initiated that contact going straight into PJ. Chris Middleton for 3, knocks it down. Set up by Kevin Durant, and we have a 6. They say it's a long 2. It's probably going to be reviewed for a 3. Milwaukee up 16 right now, 7:54 to go, 94-78. Stay tuned for more. This is the Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Welcome back to this Ask Isaiah presentation of the Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. 94-78, 7:28 to go. Kyrie Irving out for the game, for the rest of the game with a right ankle sprain. He was out of the game at the early part of that second quarter. Since then, the Nets offense just hasn't been as effective. Kevin Durant has tried to keep them in the game. He's tried to keep them competitive, but the Nets just doing everything they can. As we look at the ankle was a full sprain. It went all the way down. Kyrie able to walk off the court, so that's a good sign. But again, those ankle sprains are tough, especially at this point in the season. You definitely need some recovery time. Drew Holiday for three, knocks down the three. Big three for Drew Holiday now. It's an 18-point game, 19-point game, 97 to 78. 6:50 to go. Kevin Durant guarded by PJ Tucker. Durant pulls up for the mid-range, misses it short, rebounded by Giannis. Holiday going against Nicholas Claxton. Holiday fadeaway jumper, rims out. So we approach 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. You're starting to see the Nets potentially empty out their bench. Jeff Green steps into a three set up by Kevin Durant. It's a 16-point game. So we see Timothy Luau Cabarro on the sideline, Tyler Johnson, Alize Johnson. Mid-range jumper for Middleton. He misses the jumper. So can the Nets inch a little closer? Maybe make Steve Nash think about keeping his starters in or his rotation plays in a little longer. Bruce Brown gets an and one opportunity, 5:40 to go. So to be a timeout on the floor, 5:40 to go, 97 to 83. Stay tuned for more. This is a Game of Day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rose. Stay tuned. Welcome back as we finish up this final 5:30 to go here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee leads Brooklyn 97 to 84, looking to tie the series at 2. Both of these teams have fought for that second seed all year. The Brooklyn is the number 2 seed. Milwaukee is the number 3 seed. Game 5 will be in Brooklyn, but a lot of the minds will be geared towards Kyrie Irving's recovery from a right ankle sprain. He's out. Uh, he couldn't finish this game, and a lot of thought will be how long will he be out? Will he miss Game 5? If he's out for Game 5, will it be an extended period of time? That could change the trajectory of this series. Obviously, in game is definitely difficult to adjust on the fly. But if you have a couple of days off to prepare without Kyrie, Kevin will adjust a little bit more. But again, if you don't have Kyrie Irving, you don't have James Harden. It's going to be all on Kevin to carry the offensive load, and that changes the trajectory of the next season. If they just struggle in Game 5, if the Bucks go into Brooklyn and win Game 5, then they have an opportunity to win Game 6 at the crib, at home. And Steve Nash will wave the white flag. Kevin Durant, Nicholas Claxton, Joe Harris, and Jeff Green head to the bench. Durant, 9 of 25 from the floor, tried to keep the Nets in it through 42 minutes, just wasn't able to do so without a running mate. So Alize Johnson in the game. Tyler Johnson in the game. TLC, Timothy Luau Cabarro in the game. Bruce Brown stays on the floor for the Nets. So now that we know that this will be an official Game 6 will be Thursday. So Game 6 is Thursday, Game 5 will be on Tuesday. Antetokounmpo attacking, still in the game. If I'm head coach Mike Budenholzer, I don't want Giannis in the game right now, but if you look at Giannis block a shot inside. Drew Holiday attacking. Alley-oop set up for Giannis, one-hand slam. So, and that's indicative of what this game has been for Giannis. Very, very dominant. In attack mode, he gets the block defensively. Drew Holiday able to get out and run. Who's filling the lanes to catch that alley-oop is Giannis Antetokounmpo. One-hand slam on the right side. Chris Chiozza in the game. Giannis tonight, 34 points, 12 rebounds, 14 of 26 from the floor. And we have substitutions for the Bucks. As Drew Holiday heads to the bench, Giannis heads to the bench. It'll be a timeout on the floor. Milwaukee up by 15, 101 to 86, 3:20 to go. There will be a game 6 here in Milwaukee. That will be next Thursday. Game 5 will be Tuesday in Brooklyn. We'll see how Kyrie's injury affects the Nets game plan for game 5. But we'll be back with more to finish up this game 4 of the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Brooklyn Nets. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Back into the game for the Bucks. Elijah Bryant, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Pat Connaughton, and Bobby Portis. Connaughton attacks the paint and is fouled. So if you're the Bucks, you're definitely comfortable and confident in your abilities to win here at home. Now you have to try to focus this energy and bring it on the road, and where the Nets have thoroughly outplayed the Bucks coming into this Milwaukee set. But that will change with potentially Kyrie Irving being out for extended time. We haven't gotten word just yet. He may be able to miraculously recover over one day, but anytime you deal with ankle injuries, even if you're able to play on it going forward, you're definitely tentative for a while. So that's something that the Nets will have to deal with, especially with James Harden being out dealing with his hamstring strain as well. Jumper made by Tyler Johnson, cutting the deficit to 15. We look at the team stats both ways. Both teams didn't shoot well from the floor. Milwaukee 44%, the Nets 42%. Nets 33 of 78 so far with 2 minutes to go. Luau Cabarro misses a 3. We look at the free throw shooting. It's relatively even as well. Bucks 12 of 18, Nets 14 of 18. The real caveat to this game is the three-point shooting. Even though the Bucks shot 33% from 3, they made 15 threes compared to the Nets 8. So that is that's a 7 3-pointers made advantage. That's 21 points. That's really the difference in the game right now. And then also you have the points off of turnovers. The Bucks forced 17 Nets turnovers and got 25 points out of that. So to their advantage, they've been able to get points off turnovers and knock down the three-point shot. Without Kyrie Irving, the Nets just went cold shooting threes. When he went out, the Nets were 6 of 14. Since then, they've gone 2 of 15. Forbes goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. It's a 16-point game with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Tyler Johnson going against Forbes. Gets it to TLC. TLC off the dribble. Takes the 3, makes the 3. So that's a good 3 by TLC. Forbes, top of the key. Draws and kicks. 3-point shot is good. So it's 107 to 91. That's the Bucks 16th 3 of the game. Justin Jackson also entered the game as well for the for the Bucks. That previous 3-pointer was made by Axel Tupain, Forbes for 3. He misses it, so that rebound goes to Perry. And we have the Nets getting ready to close out this tough loss. Obviously, without Kyrie Irving, you have a lot to think about. If you're Steve Nash, how much can Kevin Durant handle, especially coming off of an Achilles injury? He's missed a lot of time this year. But one thing the Nets have dealt with, they have dealt with these injuries. They have dealt with these inconsistent lineups. One thing they always have had is 2 stars at a time. So when James is out, you had Kevin and Kyrie. When Kyrie was out, you had Kevin and James. When Kevin was out, you had Kyrie and James. So you've always had the 2-man of the 3. But now that 2 are down at the same time, Kevin will be tasked with having to carry the offensive load in the swing game. The series will be tied at 2 with a pivotal home game that needs to be won on both sides. With that pressure being mounted on this Nets team, these role players that haven't really had to carry that much weight in terms of offense this year, they've stepped up and been great defensively, very scrappy. The hustle plays the 50-50 balls. But now they'll be tasked with having to carry an offensive load with Kevin under pressure. We haven't seen the Nets go through that. So we'll see what Steve Nash is able to do, how he's able to adjust without Kyrie, and we'll see what happens. Again, the Bucks came home. They held serve. They maintained home court. They were able to stop and make things very, very difficult for Kevin Durant in 42 minutes, 28 points, 9 of 25 from the floor. The Bucks won by 13, won by 11, 107 to 96. We look at the final score and the final stats. Blake Griffin also had 8 points. Kyrie Irving left the game in 17 minutes with 11 points, 5 of 11 from the floor. Jeff Green had 8. Nicholas Claxton had 4. Chris Chiozza had 5. And the Nets, as I said, completely struggled from the floor offensively, especially with Kyrie Irving going down. For the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo had an exceptional game in attack mode from start to finish. He was able to finish with 34 points. He had 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 of 26 from the floor. He only took 5 threes tonight, was 1 of 5. Chris Middleton had 19 points, 8 assists, 7 of 15 from the floor. Drew Holiday picked up his scoring as well. 14 points. Still shot bad from the floor, but again, he had 9 assists to complement Chris Middleton's 8 assists. So between those 2 players, they had 17 assists. And then the shooting prowess of Brent Forbes was there. He had 2 threes. Pat Connaughton hit 2 threes. The Bucks as a team hit 16 threes. So they were able to create that separation necessary to build momentum. And then in the second half, they completely blitzed the Nets. And here we are. So the series is tied at 2. Game 5 will be Tuesday in Brooklyn. We'll see what the Nets have in store. Will there be lineup changes? Can Kyrie recover in a day? We don't know. But we do know that this series will definitely have a game 6. That'll be Thursday. But before Thursday, we'll be back for Tuesday to cover game 5. This was the Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Thank you for listening to the Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Brooklyn Nets 107-96. Stay tuned for more.